Hello, guys. I am here with Mrs. Wickland, Mrs. Wickland, and I will be Mr. Borders.
Mr. Boring. Oh no, not Mr.
No.
Boring.
Okay, you don't want light to shine?
I'm so glad you demonstrated that, Brian, because that's the next question.
What is question?
Brian, you just nailed the next question.
Let me recharge you.
What do you think
Doris?
gets in the way of people letting their light shine?
Ooh.
I think what gets in the way of people letting their light shine is thinking that you can't shine your light around certain people. I think what gets in the way of people is what we have been conditioned to throughout society. You can't be a certain way. You can't say certain things. You can't do certain things. And over time, the more and more you believe it, the more and more you try to condition yourself to the conditions of society, the dimmer you let your light go out. And a lot of people go through a period of what is known as an awakening, and they start to find their light again. They start to discover all the potential that they have to offer the universe, and most of them go on a journey of self-discovery. So I feel like people look at it as if your light is dimming or it's going out a little bit as a bad thing, right? It has a more negative connotation. However, through my experience, I've looked at it very differently on my journey, because without having my light go dim at some point, I would never have had the self-discovery and the areas of healing that I have done.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. All right, Brian.
For me, it comes down to sometimes, just having too much going on at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're really spread thin, right? So we don't have that time to energize ourselves, to take what we need, those breaks, that meditations, the time that boosts ourselves up, right? It keeps us going where we need. So if you're always spread thin and, your light goes dimmer and dimmer and dimmer till you come back and you recharge, and then you're like,
Okay, excellent.
and that's kind of goes into what she was saying with society and the norms and everything. I mean, because that's how that happens, right? Life, we just get in life in general, and sometimes, that can be a part of it.
Okay.
One of the to add not even the norms, but even people's opinions of how your light should shine.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I was thinking something similar, like what gets in the way of people letting their light shine. I think one of the biggest things that I have found from a perspective of working with a lot of people, and an area I've struggled in myself, what gets in the way of people letting their light shine? Your thoughts.
Your own brain.
Your own thoughts get in the way. Well, that won't do any good. Or you worried about judgment. Someone might judge me because of this. Or if you are in a room of complete darkness, it can be a little scary to be the one to turn on the light. So sometimes fear gets in the way of people letting their light shine. Sometimes that future expectation, the what ifs, or sometimes when you're in a very dark space, that idea of even a little bit of light can feel overwhelming or anxiety ridden. And I think because of our own thoughts and our own what ifs, and as Faith was saying, conditions, and as Brian was saying, depletion, I think that all comes together to impact or prevent people from shining their light a little bit. So we answered that question pretty quickly. So I'm going to do a one-off question on that question real quick. And I just want you to say the first thing that comes to you. So just kind of a thought-provoking idea here of what, when you are feeling like it's hard to shine your light, or your light is dimmer, what's one thing you can do to brighten that light just a little bit, or to step outside of your comfort zone just a little bit and actually get that light shining?
For me, like if I'm dim or like I need some juice, it's music, right? Get in the car, crank on some music, and just be free for 5-10 minutes. Sometimes that's all you need. Like bing, like you'd be like doom 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 doom. You know?
Nice.
That's all I need. A little bit. Could be a hug.
Okay, great.
Sometimes the biggest thing for me when I feel like my light is dim is having a conversation about how I'm feeling with somebody who I really trust. And then sometimes it's releasing. Like music is a very big part of my life too. So sometimes for me it's listening to country music that is like losing everything, this, but that's what people take from it. But I have always dug deeper into letting the story illustrate throughout. So I listen to the stories because in the stories I find messages and I get the pieces of information that I need to know for my time. And so through that I'm able to recognize if there is light within these stories that are a little bit more dim, you're never fully in the dark. And you always have the opportunity to light your room back up.
Excellent. Okay, for me, how do I spark that light a little bit? 3 ways. 1, laughter. Laughter is a quick way to bring everybody in a space together. I feel like if you can get people laughing, humor outweighs most anything, even in serious situations like Cultivating Consciousness Corner. Brian brings the laughter and we're all just crazy, right? Second would be, don't be the only light in the room.
Yeah.
If I'm with a bunch of dark people, or if I'm in a room full of darkness and I'm the one to flip on the light, that's a little scary. But if I move to a room where there's already a couple lights on, then mine just adds to that. So I'll put myself around people who are already shining their light. I'll change my environment a little bit if I can. And number 3, and probably the biggest one for me, and we'll go deeper in this later, but I'm going to say I will challenge my thoughts. I will stop and say, wait a minute, just because my brain says that this is it doesn't mean this is it, and I'll challenge my thought. And that is usually a way I can release that thought and recognize it may be a fear thought, or it might not be serving me in that moment. And then that allows me to bring myself to a place where I feel comfortable turning on my light.
That's awesome.
So that's what we have for you for this episode. And as always, more passion,
more energy,
more footwork,
and more pixie dust.
And
peace,
love, and light.
Love, and pixie dust. Pixie dust.
Light.
Pixie dust.
We love you. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.